where the battle is decided.
What a game this could turn into. I'm excited for this one, obviously, with the best of one format at the start. You know is going to be hardcore. There's no other way around. MOUZ is going to be starting on the CT side with Big on the T side. And already seeing a little bit of utility picked up. I guess that's not that uncommon for the T side of Mirage in this pistol rounds, but 2 smokes and a Molotov, and they're leaning towards that B bomb side.
Oh, baby, they aren't slowing down whatsoever. Ooh, they just fake it. They just fake it. They make them nervous. They let the B defense hear the footsteps. They let them quake in their boots just a little bit, and Big's going to back off. But how far is the question? So MOUZ at the moment, here's information, here's numbers and B holes, but they have no idea what's happening at this point. And MOUZ is going to readjust towards middle. They still have the option to actually attack into B up catwalk, but obviously 2 players waiting the wings over at Palace over at A ramp.
Do you think those footsteps outside of B is an attempt to try and get a kill for either Keto or Crimbo that are playing in Palace and A-Ramp? Are they trying to bait someone from the CT side to walk in?
More than anything, it's probably something to kind of just force out some utility, see if you can get some information on the defense there, make them a little bit nervous. Maybe you make one of the players chuck out an HE grenade, a smoke, a Molotov, anything that won't be used in the retake later on. And it's up connector we go. They look for the catwalk peak covered by the smoke at top con, and Exertion's going to be called upon. Jumping through, he's got one. Any more would be great, but Keto and Sin respond.
Oh, that's rough. They actually get the kill. They spot the bomb immediately. JDC's shown up, and he was a monster in that opening game that MOUZ had, so worth looking out for. Now the duelist showing up in CT spawn. No one help in the back line. 1 bullet would have killed Sin, but they just can't find it. It's all on JDC now instead. 1 versus 3 to try and get his team this pistol round, and it seems very unlikely at the moment, especially with the crossfire. It's syrsoN to pick up the 2nd kill of the round for himself, and Big to win the pistol.
Yeah, you mentioned JDC as a player who really went nuts in their opening game of this Legend stage. syrsoN's having himself one hell of a major if you want to go to the other side of things on Big. This has been a revelation for a guy under so much criticism, struggled for a long time to bring his game to big-time tournaments, big stages, big LAN events, and I mean, here he's getting it done, and on the biggest of stages as well.
That interview that he had over in HLTV,
oh, it was great.
That got me fired up.
Yeah, it did for me too. And it's like, I remember we were asking in the green room, like, I wonder if this has just been syrsoN all along. And it's like, well, yeah, you kind of got to wait till you do something to drop that one out there. So that was some fire. Him saying he just doesn't care about what other people are saying. He knows what he's capable of, and he's proving it here in Rio.
Yeah, what a legendary statement. It was good times. Scout being picked up, couple of deagles. And they're doing a little bit slow on the T side. Do you like slow rounds in these kind of anti-ecos if you're on the big side? I guess you risk running into Deagle and Scout, but if you rush, you risk running into a stack.
Yeah, and you still run into those Deagles and Scouts as well. So yeah, I think as we've talked about, over the past year, 2 years, 3 years maybe even, these rounds have to be treated like a gun round. So the slow pace, I got no issues with it at the moment. Big is handling it. Aggression from Torji and the Scout shut down. JDC's run very, very low, so Big in complete control of the map at the moment. 5 on 4. And MOUZ has no information. You can already see them shifting on the minimap over to the B bomb site. This is going to be a gamble stack. They're just flipping a coin and saying, we're going to put our resources in the B bomb site. It's our highest percentage chance of winning, is to keep everyone here and hope and pray that they end up finishing at this bomb site itself. 38 seconds on the clock, and tabseN's brought very low.
Yeah, that clock is a little bit of an issue, but I think they might end up swinging to the A bomb site instead. And obviously that means even with 30 seconds, they got plenty of time. Yeah, MOUZ, you have to assume, will just save the weapons into the next round and try and stay dangerous there. There's no point in trying to retake the A bomb side with, in a 4 on 5 with just Deagles. So yeah, the stack works out even if no one shows up in that sense at least. Wow, that's a good start for Big.
Yeah, it's cool. I like the words from Gabi as well. I mean, we've known Gabi and heard interviews from him for plenty of years now within Counter-Strike, and always seems to be saying the right things in my mind. And he's just saying, we just hope we're going to continue to surprise people. Like, we're not trying to look ahead. We're not trying to be more than we are at the moment. We're not trying to kind of make our accomplishments seem bigger than they are, because they've still got to make it to the playoff stage. This organization has never, excuse me, that one's for MOUZ. This organization has 7 major playoff appearances. Their best one came all the way back in 2018. Ooh. That was the quarterfinals in London for Big.
Yeah.
But since then, they've been blanked at the playoffs and majors.
And it's a hugely ambitious project, obviously, staying inside of German Counter-Strike, trying to revive what has been, if you take sort of the grand total history of Counter-Strike, a really storied country to come up and play from. We had some really great names back in the day. Obviously, GOB himself being one of them. I would say, I was feeling nostalgic earlier on Twitter, and I would say him and Sonic, they're players that fall into the category of being legends before CSGO is even out.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I mean, you mentioned Gabi. There's perhaps no other player that embodies that kind of sentiment more than tapsON, who's, I mean, it's been very public that he's wanted to stay within this team, and he very much believes in the project of building up German Counter-Strike, very much wants to be part of that effort. And sticking around through a period where he probably could have gone elsewhere if he really wanted, but a lot of loyalty, and I think a huge desire to put Germany back on the map of Counter-Strike. Most experienced player on this big team.
As it should be. Yeah, if anyone's a student of history, you recognize some of the names from back then. tapsON, all right.
Funnily enough, tapsON's first major appearance was back in 2014 in Katowice. He played it with MOUZ.
Yeah. That is funny, actually. Nice opening. Again, because of the save and the stack of the previous round, Big are not surprised by what they're running into. They know that those weapons were saved, so they still have to be just as careful as they did in the previous round. But they're handling everything quite nicely at the moment. They're not giving a lot of opportunities. Mostly grouped up. You see like sort of 2 groupings of 2. I guess only Kido's on his own, but that also means if anyone goes down, probably they get the revenge frag. They don't lose all the rifles. Yeah, good fundamentals at the moment. It seems like they're going to try and pinch that A-bomb side.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of space. They've got a lot of room with the player working up catwalk. That's tapsON who's making sure there's defense at bay. syrsoN with the MAC-10. He's going to get aggressive through the smokes. Oh, exertion comes right through. They pass each other. exertion has no idea syrsoN's here. He's going to go try and recover the weapon, and the MAC-10 should be able to shut him down. Took a little bit of time, but it's all good. And Torji has not seen anyone with the scalp, but he's eaten grenade damage, and he's eaten a bullet. And that's going to be it. 3-0 for Big, as frozeN is the last remaining.
It's going to be really hard to put that scout to use when you have a Molotov in front of you, you got the debris, and even the slight aim punch from the nade.
Yeah,
it's just not
that nade's the real kicker, isn't it? It's the cherry on top.
Not a fair fight, but that's how they want it, so well done in that sense. You have to appreciate that. I don't know how many people had Big having trouble in this. I feel like a lot of people picked Sprout to go out 0-3. But there are like quite a few people who believe in Big, I feel like, these days.
I haven't actually heard of anyone putting Big as their own 3.
No?
No.
I don't think I have either.
No,
That's must be a good sign.
Yeah, well, James apparently has. Thanks apparently has heard of a couple.
All right.
It may be not the most surprising thing, especially considering the roster of people they've gone throughout the year, and obviously syrsoN as a stand-in for this team coming in and starting to play for them. Very solid Counter-Strike. First gun round is at hand. We're going to get a run boost as syrsoN comes out with the AWP. All spots his spray. Missed the shot, missed the opportunity, but he had the exact fight he wanted.
Yeah, he really did. Maybe the smoke just slightly obscuring it, but it's the kind of confidence you want to see. Torshi, though, on the other side, he'll take down tapsON. Crimbo finally with a return kill. If Big can win this round, it sets them off so nicely. They're going to be so far ahead in the economic game, and MOUZ will have to take a huge backseat once again. So there's a lot riding on this early round. That's how it always plays out. And speaking of which, in terms of the money, MOUZ are already out of money, right? Or out of grenades, right? There's a minute on the clock. They have 1 flashbang left. So any retake is going to be super difficult at this point. Yeah,
but they've gotten some good bang for their buck, at least in the early going of this round, right? With the utility they did spend. See, they've gotten 2 kills, and they brought syrsoN down to 25, Crimbo down to 31. So they've done a phenomenal job just whittling down and having these players weakened for the kind of the final stage of this round, this final attack that Big is going to come out with. Looking like it's over towards the B bomb site. There's an early smoke out towards catwalk that plumes. Trying to show as if there's going to be mid-presence coming up catwalk, but nobody fooled from MOUZ just yet. JDC is waiting patiently, and he's got frozeN close by for reinforcements.
Yeah, if there was a CT player on that catwalk, you want him looking the other way. You want him looking towards middle and not at this particular choke point. JDC is there. Oh, nice headshot, and with frozeN taking the kill on Kido, it's just looking great at the moment. Crimbo entirely on his own, and he's going to get picked off. frozeN coming in with a nice triple in this round, and MOUZ finally have something on the board. 3-1. It's in favor of Big. No bomb plant either, so they miss out on that $800 bonus. No, I think they could have bought anyway, but still.
That round's painful, though. That round's painful for Big in the sense that they had what they wanted, right? syrsoN had the exact fight he was looking for, just missed the shot. If he finds that kill on catwalk, that was frozeN who went on to get the triple kill. You open up middle, you gain a lot of control, a lot of space to work with, and a lot of pressure gets put on MOUZ's defense, but it all goes to waste. Timeout used from Big as they fully invest into this next round, number 5, everything they've got. And they picked up 2 AWPs. Double up setup on the T side.
That's really unusual. I guess it depends on what kind of AWPs you have, but if you don't have someone that's comfortable sort of, you know, running, you could be forced to play slow just almost based on the weaponry that you have. So.
I mean, you imagine one of these AWPs is going to go in towards middle, and that would be syrsoN, if I had to guess. And I would imagine k1to with the second op on the big side of things is either going to be positioned in Palace to try and cut someone off, kind of whittling around in window room, maybe falling back from Con. That, or he'd be going for a shot on the jumping defender over at B. He's got to be on the extremities, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to funnel some action into that second op.
Yeah, Palace.
Actually, both the ops, A ramp and Palace.
That's a shot to hit if you could do it through the flames. That is absolutely not easy. Counter flash coming out, and he's pushed off the angle just a bit. Comes straight back for it, and I mean, he doesn't need a lot of shoulder to take down Dexter in that position. You got to be really careful. The rest of Big just stretched out across the map at the moment.
But if you're the defense, if you're Dexter, you're saying, hey, op on A ramp, op on A ramp. And at the moment, you're going to have no idea that there's also going to be an op in Palace. There was an opportunity. There's a chance as k1to's just going to stay parked here. He's hoping for a shift in the defense at some point. He can chill for as long as he wants, just waiting for his chance at a shot. Until they smoke him off, until they drop Molotovs, he's going to be more than happy to hold this angle.
It's actually a sick mind game. You're right. If they normally you maybe would smoke it if you're not sure, but if you just heard the scope on the ramp, maybe you just don't do it. I like this aggression from the CT side. Exertion, he's pushed out so far. If he can keep going like this for another maybe 5 seconds before they execute, he might just win the round on his own. He's going to be so close on that flank that they just won't. Internally, they're clocked their timing for it. It's not going to catch it.
And there's going to be so much defense, so much resistance here. Oh, are they going to rotate back? k1to with the op, still ready. He's waiting for his time to pounce. He's still up in Palace, but that's a great opening kill provided by syrsoN. k1to's put back with a dink. Defense holding strong, but another pick from the op, and MOUZ is starting to overextend.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's so low on health on the big side, but it doesn't matter. The AWP is ringing true, and Toshi's on his own. The flank didn't work out. syrsoN turned around and was ready to catch it. I really thought that that flank was going to be absolutely the end of MOUZ, but they felt like they were fighting before the flank was even in effect.
Yeah, I mean, that's the AWPs just picking off the defenders before the flanker can really get there. Torji's in trouble. syrsoN's already got this angle, so he can't actually retreat through market. Good shot from syrsoN. Nice and easy, and Big out of the timeout respawn. They have the rebuttal. It's 4-1.
That's a very, very cool round to return to and maybe try and look at for a second, because they were actually walking into a huge trap. Like you pointed out, they already had the defense lean towards A, and they were allowed to do that because of exertion pushing up in through the underpass and or in the B hallways. So kind of a little bit interesting that doesn't work out. That's the kind of round, if MOUZ could be allowed to replay that, they'd probably love it. That's a hard position to get into.
Yeah, they would very much love to replay that round, have it over, but such is life. Can't do it.
Yeah.
It puts the money in a very weird place, so a timeout for MOUZ as they talk things over. That's an early battering. Good shot from syrsoN.
It could just be me. I feel like this A bomb side is one of the easiest sites to retake on any map if you're on the CT side. So I feel like they're not losing a lot if they don't fight so hard and just let the bomb go down for Big and just count on the flank to work out. Maybe they were a little bit overeager. Yeah,
I mean, picking up over the smokes, you know, there's an op in play. Yeah, I mean, they weren't able to find any kind of really advantageous fights. It's all easy picking for syrsoN. And MOUZ is going to hold steady with their economy. They could have force bought with SMGs. They could have force bought with a few FAMAS, but they decided to just wait. They're like, it's only 5 rounds in. Plenty of time to recover. There's the second op, and fully blind k1to's got a second.
That's well done. JDC, that was a deagle up in the B hallways on the syrsoN. He actually defeated the AWP over here, so that's pretty cool. Got to be careful now. You don't jump too much, even if it's the AK on the other side. You could get your head clean blown off, so 3 versus 4, though, in this round, and still plenty of time. The bombing control. Wow. Okay. JDC is getting fired up.
Yeah, he's having a day. He mentioned a phenomenal performance versus Liquid. Oh, another one. Another one deke from JDC. And it's down to just 2, and they are coming over to the B-bomb site to try and recover.
I don't know if this is a good idea. Why are they throwing more bodies at him? He's already proven that he could do this with the deagle. They're trying to sneak on in. They'll find 1 kill, and syrsoN crouching through. That is such an important kill. Leaves Dexter on his own. They did find the other one at the B-bomb site. That seemed so scary for a minute.
JDC never knew. I mean, it felt scary from our POV, but also JDC like never had the information that he actually dropped out and onto the ground, that he was actually shifting along the bomb site as well. Dexter trying to use those long arms to grab the AK-47. A long-term engagement from onto k1to. And he's going to go for this. They're buying in the next round whatsoever. So he doesn't care if he loses the AK-47, but he can't find the kill. It's k1to with quad kill in the round to save the day. The opening 2 kills, and he comes in late to recover the B-bomb site.
That is so well done. He was kind of in and out a little bit for a while on the big roster, right? And now
yeah, he's shuffled up and down. They were very happy with his leadership when they dropped him back down to the big academy team. They brought him back up a number of times to be stand-in, not only as player a couple of times for different people as they've been out with illnesses, but also at GOT-B. He stood in as a coach for an event as well. So he's been pretty much everywhere within the big organization. And I mean, I think the guy's played himself into a spot on the starting roster.
Yeah, for good reason. You see what he could do. syrsoN swinging into it. He's going to get taken down by Torshi, which we'd love to see some more of him. He is supposed to be the answer to someone like syrsoN, or maybe Keto if he's the one holding the AWP, but and I mean, that's a fight I want to see anyway. Torshi versus syrsoN, what a sick matchup that could be if they both are on fire.
Yeah, Torshi, one of the 3 major rookies for the MOUZ organization with an AWP. The other guy you want to look for is xyrsoN to have a very impactful game. Those 2 guys are supposed to have a lot of young potential for this organization, and now it's all on Torshi. But he can't swing off catwalk and peek. He's got no teammates left, but he can indeed. He finds syrsoN, 3 on 3.
So dangerous, but when you get the kill, maybe there's a chance back in this. They do need it. They're down 5-1. The flash, oh, they're so close. They nearly lined up. That could have been the end of the round. And Dexter now goes back into it. Nice setup with the flash from frozen behind him. And tabseN now, he's got 1 kill so far in this map, and he's going to follow it up right there. Taking down Dexter. It's a good start. Picks up the AWP. He's got plenty of time. And frozen is feeling the pressure. He really wants to know where tabseN's gone. Low on health, but that AWP, always the big equalizer in this kind of a fight.
Yeah, the question becomes, when does tabseN make his move? When does he just pull out his knife and hustle over to the A-bomb site? I think once he clears this window room, he's kind of got to take the risk. He's kind of just got to sprint for it. frozen is aware of the possibility, but at the moment huddled up, and now he has no idea. Now the smoke drop is going to provide cover. And tabseN, even though he's low on HP, he's got plenty of time to find a post-plant position with the ult.
No grenade to come through. That would have been a really sad way to lose this 1 versus 1 for tabseN if he just got 8 sheet. He's just around the corner. frozen, does he see it in time? He can't get the scope off. frozen winning the clutch at the AWP. So, man, that's a much needed round, obviously, from the MOUZ side of things. Yeah. But Big almost had it.
Yeah, that's a very cool clutch attempt from tabseN. I mean, making the run over to the A-bomb site, getting it planted with a low HP. He's trying to introduce a little bit of RNG into it, let it come down to some kind of a timing with that low health. And I don't think he ever expected frozen to just walk through the smoke in that fashion. That's a huge win. Speaking of the experienced players, I mean, tabseN obviously for Big, the most experienced player. Same with frozen over on MOUZ, which is crazy to think about because frozen himself is extremely young.
Yeah, I mean, that's just I guess that is modern than Counter-Strike in a way. The time that it takes for someone to be kind of a rookie of the year and they just almost immediately have a lot of experience and actually be playing way above their years. That's just where we are right now. It's happening all over the place. 2 to 5. A huge opportunity right now for MOUZ to change this game. If you look at the cash that's left on the Big side, they just don't have that much to work with. This
is a very critical round for both teams. Both teams are out of money entirely. Good kill from Dexter. That's the SMG. Now another one from xyrsoN, but Dexter's gone down. Torshi close up with the AWP and xyrsoN there with backup, and they have shut down Big.
Yeah, nice setup. syrsoN's going to get 1 more kill, but if you look at the minimap quickly, there are 3 smokes that are really deep behind all of the MOUZ sports setups. They had that really deep double ramp setup, and then when you throw smokes behind that, they don't care.
Yeah, not at all. You really needed that first kill coming out of Palace onto Dexter. I don't think they expected the aggressive A-ramp setup. syrsoN alone with the AWP with just under a minute remaining in the round. A long time to try and save the weapon. And as you mentioned, and as we mentioned, this round is a reset round for both of these teams. Both of them out of money entirely, and syrsoN's going to take 1 more scalp.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is actually where you need a lot of experience because syrsoN can win this round still. That's the problem is, if you get a little bit too aggressive, I mean, not that they were in this one, but you just have to be so careful. Oh, he's made a lot of noise, and right underneath, you're absolutely dead. Nice catch from frozen. But I actually think this round is a little bit scarier than it seems.
Getting that 3rd kill is quite nice. I don't think Big is going to be motivated to do any kind of a force buy here, without a plant especially. But still, with the money being as low as it was, being able to limit that economy is quite nice. That's an AWP stolen away from MOUZ that syrsoN does some extra work with, and Big's lead is whittled down to 2. Just Glocks. A Deagle on Keto, let's not forget that.
Always. Someone has to get that deal, right?
It's been a wild time so far at IEM Rio. We've had a lot of Counter-Strike going on throughout the Challenger stage, and here again, another very busy day of Counter-Strike. If you're tuning in at home, there is a 2nd stream, or I guess we're the 2nd stream. There is a 1st stream going on at ESL_CSGO, and over there,
They're the second stream, Jason.
Yeah, 2 streams of Counter-Strike all day. It's Liquid taking on Sprout. If you want to check out that affair as well, throw it up on a second monitor. Have a good time.
All right, run boost. Just to try and get some action going. That's actually the Glock that opens it up, which is a little bit maybe unnerving if you're on the CT side. frozen getting those dinks sound way worse than they are. He's down to 32, but
I don't know. That one's pretty bad. I don't want to be brought down to 32 in a round like this.
They kind of see what's coming, though. You could tell.
Yeah, this is where the defense should just be able to get locked down. There's a nade on frozen. JDC's the other one with the smoke as well. As soon as JDC spots it, the nade's going to come in, and it's going to just brutal. Ooh, he's not going to throw it.
Yeah, and no HE being thrown either here. frozen trusting in the spray. He's going to be able to pick up Tabson, but now he's in danger. He can't really escape. Some much-needed backup is showing up. Dexter, the man of the hour here, and finally that nade comes out with the USP on top. Well defended. That's a quad kill on frozen. They actually needed this. This somehow turned into a scary round than it should have been.
Yeah, that actually, I thought he was going to have the nade primed and ready for when that peek come in through the B holes. That could have been like a triple kill HE grenade. Still, not too shabby from Big. They would have liked to have gotten a plant, but the losing bonus is going to build up. Those Glock's doing a little bit more work than MOUZ would have liked. That's the second round now that Dexter's shown up at the nick of time to really make sure that nothing gets out of control. Previously, some support flashes thrown out from frozen so that he could take a peek.
Absolutely critical that they managed to get that done. 4-5 Big. They buy into this round, but what do they really have? 2 smokes. It's going to be just the B execute here. They're going to try and set up those nades to sort of double block on the catwalk side, and then they're just going to flash their way through. And there's only one defender here, so it's actually a brilliant round to try and throw this one down. You could see the defensive smoke just to buy time. JDC, he's not even trying to fight. He just wants to live until his teammates try to show up. But frozen, he got caught even rotating in. Keto, double opening, and I think MOUZ need to save right now. Yeah, that's a good route for Keto to run as well. You could even see after the first 2 opening kills, it's almost like he wanted to flirt with the idea of swinging and just kind of peeking in towards the market window, and he's just like, you know what? We've won this round. I don't need to do this. This might be, where it falls apart. So I'm just going to stand tall, sit tight, and chill. Big is going to get their 6th on the board. Just a heavy play towards the B-bomb site. That is massive. Up to 6 rounds now on the offensive side of Mirage. Last time these 2 teams played each other was the IEM Dallas qualifier. They played 2 series there. Big beat them in the first one, and MOUZ beat them in the second one to qualify for IEM Dallas, knocking Big out of contention there. But Mirage was not a map played in either one of those series. All right, fresh territory in that sense. That's good to know. Doing more with less in that previous round. Usually we sort of marvel at the grand executes where you have all the smokes and the flashes and the Molotovs and everything. There's really 2 Molotovs and then some 2 smokes and a couple of flashbangs. That's it. You
have to have those plays in your playbook, and Mirage lends itself to that kind of possibility. Is man, when we have a round where we have these light nades where we're very limited, like what's the barest B execute we can have in our playbook, and that's the round you busted out in.
Super well done. And obviously, it was really helped by the fact that this time there just wasn't that catwalk player. Typically, right, you've got JDC anchoring that bomb side, or maybe, and then probably frozen nearby towards the middle of the map. So that kind of setup, right, if frozen is at least within running distance, it's going to be a different round, but he just wasn't. A little bit further away. Timeout being called. MOUZ, still a lot to be done. This is, probably a pretty good start for Big, all things considered. 6-4 in their favor, but
Big's having to conquer all their local regional demons here. In the first game, they played against Sprout, a German organization. Now, obviously, MOUZ is a fully international team, but another German organization and a legendary organization within German Counter-Strike. So,
no doubt,
Big's having to run the route, the local regional route or run to go up against all these different guys.
And that could be super tough, right? Obviously, like you said, not exactly maybe a domestic matchup, but kind of almost as close as Big can get some of the time.
I think the rivalry is probably more between like the organization staff more than anything, right? But still means a lot, especially if you're trying to build a brand to be the best out of Germany, as Big is.
Especially if you're trying to qualify for the champion stage. Now is not the time you want to be falling short on anything. Round number 11. They've got so much mid-control. You can see MOUZ don't really have the resources, or maybe they're just not motivated to try and do any kind of a crunch. They're looking middle, but they're not necessarily holding it in a big way. Torch is really the only one who was, and he gets a kill now. syrsoN coming in from the other side, and he could have maybe had that kill. Ooh. Spots a couple of people out. The reload is just maybe a second late, and he's going to go down to Crimbo. That's heartbreaking. Nice nade in the middle, but where are they going from here?
That throws a wrench in this round, though, because if you're MOUZ, you're like, oh, Crimbo actually has position, but he's actually given it up. He was inside jungle. He's going to start getting aggressive frozen is tucked in and hiding. No chance for him to find information. Dexter himself tucked in and hiding. No chance for him to contend quite yet. And they have gained a lot of space. Good nade. And you'll never expect frozen. Good patience. And that's all the danger in the round swatted away. That was an attempted fake, but they needed kills at the A bomb site to make this route open to Keto.
They're going to get the bomb plant anyway.
Or he does it himself.
Here we go. I'm ready for this one. 1 versus 4, Jason.
And do a 1v3. Got the bomb planted. There's going to be a catwalk play coming in, and Dexter and Frozen to retake through market.
He doesn't really have any grenades, unfortunately. That's a really big problem. That would have been so cool if he could have had something to try and take the fight and maybe limit their positioning on the map, but he just didn't have it. So nice attempt, still pretty good with the bomb plant, but ultimately it's going to be another round. So 5-6, still slightly in favor of Big. And again, that $800 bonus is nice to have in this round for Big.
Yeah, very, very nice. The extra cash from the plant, that allows him to keep fighting, keep investing, and keep battling up against this MOUZ defense.
All right, so if you're looking at this game right now from Big's point of view, where have they had the most success? If you're calling for Big, where does the weakness feel like? Are they getting so much mid control they just want to keep going back to that?
I think they're going to be happy going back to that because they've had success all over the map. This has been nicely contested by MOUZ as well. But I mean, they've had good rounds at A, they've had good rounds at B. They've had success every different place, but nothing has been overwhelming. Good shot from Exertion. These past 2 rounds now, Exertion and Torji have done a good job in middle. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but that op in Torji's hands is still in the underpass, and Sin's going to take the opportunity to find a duel. Oh, he's got it, but he missed his mark.
That naked walkout out of the palace in the A-bomb site is so horrifying if you're that CT spawn player. Suddenly someone's just there. Dexter trying to push through to defend the bomb site. 4 versus 4. But again, you don't really have to die doing this. Dexter alone before the backup shows up. Nice shot from JDC. He's stolen an AWP in the meantime. Torshi has the other one. It's a bit interesting now, but Sin, he crouches in. Crimbo with the shot on Frozen, and Torshi's on his own. That flashbang is godlike, and he'll go down. He can't even see who's shooting him at that point in time. That's a quick loss in that 4-on-4.
It's felt at times like this MOUZ defense at the A bomb site has been a little bit scattered in terms of how to play it. We saw the round previously with the double op from Big that was able to pick off the defenders before like anyone really had to attack and aggress upon the site. Once again, Dexter's aggressive through the smoke, but there's no one else being aggressive with him. Yeah. Everyone else is far more passive, and there's a lot of room for Big to work with now, which is why we see them continually being aggressive, continually pushing forward. And now MOUZ have to force buy. Scout in the hands of Torji, FAMAS on Exertion, JDC with an M4, but other than that, it's pistols, and syrsoN has a chance with the op once again.
A big one right here, and limited risk to him as well. Exertion very far down on health, and can they even easily fall back at the moment?
Nobody.
He walked through the smoke in the middle, and they're not ready for it. Huge double, and JDC, I don't know what you could do back here. He is so screwed. Yeah, wallbang is coming through. And just to test, you can hear the sound. You know you're connecting with someone back there. That's all it took.
I don't know if syrsoN actually spotted both of the defenders or if they just kind of made the assumption, if Crimbo made the assumption. But I mean, that aggression on ramp is like, Crimbo's just like, okay, you don't have the resources to be covering this. You don't have the resources to watch me make this play, to try and stop me from making this play. What a brilliant job wrapping around the defense. And all 5 players alive for Big. MOUZ just get decimated. Force buy does nothing, so money in the next round is going to be an issue. These will be the only 2 weapons, the 5.7 and the Scout, that they're able to fight with.
Tough call to make when you have to sort of judge, are we doing like a weird half buy or a save, and then we come back and we give them another round, or are we doing what they actually did do, which is you put all the money into a round. When you get wiped out like that, it looks so silly, and you feel like, damn, we just gave them a huge lead in the first half, and that's what they're going to do here. Going to be 8-5, but obviously very likely going to be a 9-5 scoreline before MOUZ could have another shot at maybe picking up one last round. Golf claps all around.
Yeah, nice and measured, calm.
Yeah.
Having a good time with it. So, like, let's not get ahead of ourselves, but we do deserve a stern clapping.
Yes. Look at this. That's so frustrating. I mean, I think they must even know when it happens, like, he just walked through the smoke.
Yeah.
What a bastard.
Exactly. Yeah, what are we supposed to do about that one? Yeah, the MOUZ is getting worked. I mean, one thing that you could say, you ask kind of like where Big has had their success, they've done a really good job of kind of limiting economy, making MOUZ really uncomfortable. True. There's really only been the one single 3-round run. Other than that, it's been the other 2 rounds were scattered, and the economy's never been able to grow up into anything too intimidating for MOUZ.
Yeah, maybe worth mentioning as well, MOUZ are not playing what is otherwise, I don't know if it's the full meta, but it is more in meta now, which is that outsider style of saving when you feel like you can't win the round. It feels like MOUZ are going for a lot of these rounds, and as a result, they don't have as many rifles to save, and that means their money is just always going to be a little bit worse. So a lot of teams are going the other way these days, it feels like. Good little double opening again against almost no weaponry on the CT side, so not really surprising.
Big have no fear in this game right now. At this point, they're just like, man, we've gotten so much that we've wanted. We've done such a great job. Like, don't be afraid of any kind of a fight whatsoever. These have been reasonably, I mean, you want to talk about kind of current meta. This is much faster paced than we're probably used to on MOUZ T-Size as well. Big has not really felt like too much of like, hey, let's do a default, let's play it slow, let's see what kind of information we're gathering. They're ready to make their first move, as soon as they can.
And they actually started the game, like in the beginning of the half, it was different, right? They did spend a lot of time at the start waiting for MOUZ.
First round was slow, second round was slow.
And that's rough if you are MOUZ and you think, okay, we have a game plan where we're going to come in and we're going to try and push them, which Mirage, it does allow for that on the CT side, right? But Big would have been ready. And then when MOUZ don't do it, you say, okay, well, you're not pushing us. That means we're getting the map control and we're going to take it and then we're going to wreck you.
Yeah, MOUZ has had a really hard time at this point now, looking back to just hold on to that A-bomb site. That defense has just been Swiss cheese. There's holes all over the place.
And I also feel like, again, we mentioned it a couple of times already, but because when the attack comes to the A-bomb site, the defenders that are there, they just fight outright. And there are so many teams that will say, actually, we're fine doing a 5-on-5 retake on A. We have protocols. We have counter smokes that smoke, that sort of Molotovs that go deep in the bomb site. We smoke off Palace and we just retake the bomb site. It feels like that's not what MOUZ want to do. Here we go, round number 15, and they are running straight in there. Keto nearly with the opening, but it's still enough. He's confirmed what one of them is. syrsoN's taken the other one, and tabseN, even the flashes can't stop him. 3 versus 4 in this round, and everyone has shown up for MOUZ, but this is a disaster.
Absolute disaster, and once again, look at the time. 1:30. This is so early on in the round, and tabseN looks like he's even flirting with the idea of just backing away. They've hit the pause button. They know if they just wait at the moment in these positions, someone from MOUZ is going to have to find information. syrsoN's going to start rotating around back towards middle. He'll be on his lonesome with the AWP, and now MOUZ is starting to scratch their heads and say, wow, did they fall back? We don't hear anything. We don't see anything. Are they going to be?
This is so hard to play against, maybe especially if you had such a brutal opening half here. It's just very hard mentally to stay focused when you've lost all information.
I'm so curious what syrsoN's going to do, though. On his own, he doesn't have utility. He can't throw a fake with nades, but this is the one. That's what they want to punish, Big. They wanted to punish Torzi looking for information, but nobody actually spotted him.
frozen almost finding syrsoN. It's so close, but you're right. They almost walked into death once, and they might do it again.
Look at the defense. Oh, excuse me, Torzi. Everything on your shoulders. There's the first, but that's all you're going to get.
Brilliantly played. Now, the only thing that could save them is frozen on this flank. If somehow Big are not ready, that maybe could bring it back. But there is another flank coming from syrsoN, so...
He's not even going to get involved in the action. He's playing for the bomb. He's just going to be huddled up on catwalk here, and he's going to be ready and waiting.
You're absolutely right. frozen sneaking in. JDC down in the jungle right now. 2 versus 3. Bomb freshly planted, but they don't have a kit currently played up, so they need to go pretty fast right here. frozen, easy opening kill, but he's no idea where syrsoN is at the moment. And that AWP is still a problem. JDC is going to get blown up. There is a smoke and a Molotov as well, so he could put it up. He gets lagged, trying to cross. He gets another second here. He's picked up a little bit of something in the meantime, but
oh no,
hit the shot.
oh no,
10
it's not going to work.
Defuse. He needs the M4 instead. Oh, and last second, he gets the shot through a 10-5 first half for Big. That is amazing.
No business winning that one. Just late he realized, oh, the M4 would be better for this. That's a fantastic half from Big, 10-5. We're headed to a halftime break, and we'll be right back with the conclusion of this game. MOUZ looking to break their major curse with their first playoff appearance by the organization. They've been to 12 majors without seeing the playoffs. It's not going well here in their 1-0 matchup against Big, as they have a massively 10-5, a very well-executed THAF has put them in the driver's seat to see if they can go 2-0 themselves and move on with a surprising performance from a lineup with a stand-in.
I can't remember when I've seen Big look this confident. Just every single member of the team. Tap's a little bit low on the scoreboard, but he was calling.
I think he's probably so happy to be low on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
He's like, get the young guys in there. That's the entire heart of this big project, is the next generation of German players.
100%, and his calling was great in that first half, so you can't really complain. Here we go. Second half is underway. Rush to the B-bomb site. syrsoN with a headshot to start us off with, and syrsoN boosted up, and they were not expecting it. JDC, way too many angles to cover when you get into the bomb site like that. He has to do a full 360 to even see behind him, and that's not obviously going to be possible. frozen and Torshi left 2 versus 5. Bomb is lost. The round is lost at this point. Nothing Torshi could do about it, even with the P250. It's a beautiful round out of Big. They knew it was coming. They had the boost, they had the stack, they had everything.
Yeah, Big, I mean, on top of the strategic outplay and the call out of spot, Big's just hitting headshots right now. This is so filthy. syrsoN, the stand-in, 13 kills for him so far in this game. Absolutely magnificent. The man without stickers is doing a fantastic job at the major.
Yeah,
and it's
purist.
11-5. Yeah,
Kicking it old school.
we appreciate that from him. I feel like you could make cool syrsoN stickers. I don't know why this morning when I was on the shuttle in, I was thinking of a way to make a syrsoN sticker.
Oh, yeah.
Throw a halo over the eye.
Someone could do a lot with that, yeah. Maybe like a, I don't know, angel on top, demon on, something like that. there's a way to go there. Oh, there we go. While we're talking,
Nice catch.
they're getting the job done. 12-5. This is so quick. I'm actually really impressed.
Yeah, I am
syrsoN
too.
doing well, syrsoN doing well, Keto doing well.
And they even call a timeout Big. They're like, you know what? We're so confident. Let's take a breather here. Let's just
Kerrigan
get
timeout.
yeah, let's get it right. Let's get this one underway. I missed the Kerrigan timeout. That should be brought out more.
Yeah, it's a classic. We know you guys feel bad, so we're going to give you a little bit more time to feel that way.
For the uninitiated, the Kerrigan timeout was back at MLG Columbus. They were up, what, like 15 to like 3 or 14 to something? Like, yeah, and they called the timeout up 15 to 3, just to let their opponents sit there and truly experience the weight of a loss on a stage.
Yeah, that's pretty
classic BM.
Pretty hardcore. I don't know, if you are on the MOUZ side of things right now, the benefit I suppose you get now from being on the T side is that you actually hopefully could get to dictate the pace a little bit more. You get to decide where the battles are going to be. That's what they have to think about, and they just fight their way back one round at a time. It's a classic.
Yeah, well, Big taking that timeout might put make MOUZ a little bit nervous. They're thinking, what is Big coming up with during this timeout? Big just saying, let's get on the same page. Opening kill for Keto. That's an MP9. Oh my lord, utility damage. The nades rain in, the Molotov burns Dexter. But it's still a 3-on-2. It's still recoverable for MOUZ.
That is quite the grenade setup in the middle when you don't have that much to work with.
And we can go back. If you look at the timeout, tapson's actually making the grenade throwing motion. He's lining up. He's telling everyone, him and Gabi, the captains of this team, are saying, this is where we're going to drop our utility. This is where we're throwing the nades from. This is exactly where you put the Molotov. And look at the impact it's had.
Yeah, that was crushing. Nice return. At least it's still a 2-on-2 now. Torshi's picking it up. Always uncomfortable when you miss the jump.
syrsoN, though, if he keeps moving forward, he's going to find the bomb. And then the question is, where does he play? Because JDC's coming back. They would likely run into each other, but syrsoN calls it off. He goes back to A. He wants to clear the ramp.
Oh, there's the one decision. That could maybe cost Big the round here. We're going to find out. A lot of grenades on the ground to be picked up as well if you feel like you're out for a little bit of a scavenger hunt.
At this point, if you're Big, I don't think there's a way that you can really find get Krimbo and syrsoN working together. This is basically just like, look, you guys are you're all playing for you're both playing for each other, or you're both playing for yourselves. One at A, one at B, and syrsoN's at least found some safety at the bottom of the ramp, but it's going to be Krimbo who's called upon with the FAMAS. 27 seconds, which means MOUZ is going to have to hurry this up. They're going to have to make their footsteps known, and I think syrsoN now is just putting them on notice, saying, hey, they're coming to you.
Yeah, but you're right. Krimbo, this might just be on him. One FAMAS, not maybe the greatest weapon to stop this with, but they don't know where he is. And as you pointed out, they're out of time. They can't check the bomb site. Good kill for Krimbo, and he almost gets it. Dink onto Torshi. He's down to 6 health, and they're going to get the bomb plant. But syrsoN has a huge advantage in this one. Torshi can't really escape. Smoke is going to be put up just to buy a little bit of space to work around. Oh, and he's playing this. This is so risky. Is there a gap? There is! But he can't catch it. syrsoN not damaged at all. And now Torshi, you can sense the panic is starting to set in. Falling back towards the truck and now escaping. Oh! It's that left shot through instead, and it's a quad kill. I can't believe it.
I can't believe he wins that either. I thought when he misses the opportunity in the gap in the smoke, I thought that was his play. That was the one play with 6 HP, but that smoke lingered. It stayed up, and syrsoN just didn't have vision with the swing in. What a big time clutch.
That's huge. That's the kind of, and that will get the team fired up. They were probably very likely going to lose this map right here if they lose this one. But instead it goes the other way.
Yeah, that keeps them alive. That's painful for Big. And that round was orchestrated from the get-go for Big out of that timeout, and it worked perfectly. For it to slip away in that fashion is brutal. But remember, that's kind of the round they had with the FAMAS with SMGs. And now they get the op-out. Now they get the big boy weapons. The AWP on syrsoN is going to be there. 3 M4s as well. Crimbo's going to be back on the MP9, but they have all the resources they need to recover. And for MOUZ, no money after this. They're going to scrape together a buy. Probably some Galils for utility. And torsi just snap buys a glass cannon AWP.
Yeah, slightly aggressive.
Not glass cannon, excuse me. He's got armor with it.
But no grenades, so still maybe a little bit tricky. AWP on syrsoN. There are not a single piece of head armor on the CT side, which when there's 3 Galils in play is kind of worth thinking about. That turns the Galil from, you know, a 2-shot into basically an AK-47 with more bullets, kind of.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
Spray a little bit different.
Here we go.
Not as cool, but...
There's the Palace angle taken by torsi. We saw it from Keto in the first half in that double op setup. He's going to take his time, hope somebody wanders into this position, but everyone on defensive Mirage is very well aware of the danger from that position.
Tough when you don't have that many nades on the big side, but he's ready for the fight, syrsoN. And I think the timing was just off for torsi. He was sort of going back and forth between the 2 angles and just got caught in the middle of it. That's
brutal, though. That one's going to be a painful one to take, and there's a boost up on Catwalk, it looks like. Yeah, over the top of the tall boxes at the corner. If they try and go up connector, tabseN surely is going to be good for 1. Ooh, up on the boxes. syrsoN's lucky to be alive. And tabseN still aware of the possibility, but boosting up in towards window, that's the weak spot, the gap of this defense.
Yep, JDC saw that, and he could have had it, but somehow tabseN getting that one now. I don't think they're going to realize there's actually 3B. Crimbo not at all ready for that boost. That was great. syrsoN picking up the kill, and now Keto starts to fall back. Shot in the back, though. syrsoN surely winning this fight, and he will. 3 versus 3, just like that, and about 28 seconds left. And they're going to go straight for the bomb plant. They're hoping with the flash thrown deep and the smoke here towards the connector that they're going to be able to put the bomb down, and they will.
That's so close. syrsoN hasn't been able to get involved in the action. They lost track of exertion with that boost. 2 players fall prey. The second one more brutal than anything, and that gives frozeN the space. And syrsoN and syrsoN got to back off. They've got to save the weapons they have, and syrsoN's just barely going to make it out. What a round from exertion.
Yeah. That makes such a difference. And there's something tricky that was happening this round. And it didn't really play out this way, but when you do that boost on the catwalk with 2 people, it would be entirely reasonable for the T side to assume that those are the only 2 B defenders. And in fact, there's a third. So in another round, if you try and use that information, you think it's going to be 3B or only 2B, you could get screwed up.
I think it's just I think that round is going to be frustrating for Gabi as the coach, just because that one I think is lost by a lack of focus. That rotation, Crimbo with the SMG has to be far more aware of the danger from the murder hole from inside of the window, because it's a very real possibility. And the second player like that, even the kill comes out, you should know there's someone in window room, someone potentially peeking jungle, and just completely unawares, which allows exertion to get a second kill to crack open the bomb site. Absolutely brutal. And MOUZ have really clawed themselves back into this game. They're not done yet. Force up from Big around the saved weapons. 2 P250s and a 5-7. They've got a 5-round lead, but they're really starting to nurse it. MOUZ is really cutting into it now.
frozeN and torsi at the moment in charge of getting that comeback up and running, but if they can keep going and exertion and JDC get into this, then it's going to be a whole different nightmare for Big. That's actually well done from syrsoN. With the nade on top, it's kind of hard to win that fight, but torsi's so quick, and he shoots him right through the side of the box. Still a 4-on-4.
Yeah, but with the pistols, you feel way more confident to take some liberties. Oh, the op shot from syrsoN missed. That would have been a great pick to find. He had the opportunity. Keto's pushing through Palace right now at the moment, and frozeN is covering 2 different angles. Timing is everything. Although Keto's hit the pause button, and he's going to hear that footstep as well. frozeN is looking for this, but Keto's going to bide his time and make his play late. And he's told the defense, he's told his teammates, I have A. They just ran away from it. Stack the B bomb site. 50 seconds left.
Oh, this could be a really good stack, especially with the M4 and the AWP. Starting to get over here. They're going to be boosting into the corner with If they had a lot of Molotovs on the T side, they probably Molotov this corner and check it. But with only one, if they use it anywhere else, that little boost in the corner with just a pistol is going to be deadly.
The only X factor is syrsoN having to manage the angles. They boosted up in the previous round. You can tell he's very nervous of something coming in. So tabseN says, nope, keep your op trained. I'll watch it from market. I'll let you know if they're coming.
Oh, they're crunching them. There's only 22 seconds. This is an absolute nightmare. MOUZ, they've built themselves such a good position, but it could go away. Nice opening for JDC. They checked that without the Molotov, and that's huge. 10 seconds now on the clock, and it's still a 3-on-4. And the flank is coming in pretty quick. tabseN's going to get one. syrsoN's down here on the low ground. 5 seconds left. He misses one, and he goes down. But can they find it? Keto just has to run, and they'll win the round. No time for the bomb plant. Man, that was close.
Oh my lord, again, the missed shot on the planter from syrsoN, but at least it gets him off the plant because he knew he couldn't repeat into it. He had to stick that and trust his teammate. Actually, his teammate hits the shot on the repeat. If he sticks that plant, they might have actually won that round. Yeah. MOUZ actually does a pretty good job working their way through that stack at the B bomb site, but they have nothing to show for it at the end of the day. 13-7.
Unbelievable scenes. That, I mean, Keto also, not that I don't want to blame him, but he could have run into a bullet right there and lost it in the last 2 seconds. So super scary stuff. 7-13. Winnable still for MOUZ, but the problem is really the money. And I guess that is true for both teams at the moment.
Yeah, this game is just on a knife's edge. It can tilt either way or the other. This is another big round that dictates a lot of whether MOUZ can keep fighting or whether Big is going to have all the advantages in the world to close out the map and go 2-0 in this Legend stage. syrsoN is going to wake his way up connector. MOUZ is going to re-rotate around to the A bomb site. So a split with one player lurking here and the other 4 to take attention away. And there's 3 defenders at this part of the map.
Surely if tabseN gets smoked off, he has to beat that smoke to help out Keto. He can't really stay on the CT side of the smoke, right? I feel like that's going to be a nightmare if he does. Let's see. Setup comes there. Let's see what decision he makes.
Got a flash for his teammate if he needs it.
Yeah, that's a good setup. You're absolutely right. torshi's going to take him down. So yeah, he put the flash out. That's enough for Keto to get the kill. So tabseN doing something before he's shut down. syrsoN with a headshot. But they know where Keto is. He doesn't have any more bullets. It's a pistol instead to get the kill on torshi. And that might have just won the round for his team. frozen is now on his own 1 versus 2. A very awkward position. syrsoN creeping in from CT spawn. And it's
that Keto saved in the previous round that they won. He still had it in his back pocket because he never took that peek, never lost his life. So big pull out, 2 phenomenal close affairs.
By the way, tabseN giving his life to throw that one flashbang to set up Keto. That's pretty sick as well. 14-7.
It's also, I mean, it's hard for xersoN too in that lurk position and Khan to actually commit to that fight too to help clear out that player because he knows he's got to be worried about catwalk. He's got to be worried about someone in jungle as well. He's got a lot of different angles he has to clear if he wants to actually appropriately take that fight, and he just never got a clean look at it.
2 rounds from being up 2-0 in the in the group so far. That would be something.
I think it's actually syrsoN gets maybe 1 kill. Okay, so he puts out the Molotov. Yeah, this is the big one. That is the huge one. That's xersoN who's trying to kind of clear out that exact position so that he can get involved in the action and just not able to pull it off. Now it gets desperate for MOUZ. Big is just 2 rounds away and you're fighting with pistols, fully invested into the round because you just absolutely have to. It's the only option.
Yeah, no choice. Otherwise, you're fighting for ridiculous overtime.
They found an open bomb site if they pull the trigger here. There's a window of opportunity. syrsoN's just kind of closed that at the moment, and tabseN being aggressive. Now they have to go forward, and another op kill from syrsoN. 19 kills on syrsoN. He's just behind Keto to lead the way for Big.
You're right. That window was open for maybe 5 seconds, and then it just slammed shot. And they kind of got their fingers caught in the window as well. It's brutal out here. torshi's going to be going down. frozen with the deagle headshot, but we need about 4 more of those pretty quickly for this to work out. There is a flank coming in as well. You know, with perfect hindsight, Jason, we should have known this all along. You make the bears fight the mice. I mean, how's that ever going to work out?
Yeah, that's true. That never works out well.
I don't know if anyone's ever tried, but I have a feeling if you put them in a ring, it's going to be like a little cage or something.
I would take the bear more often than not.
Probably. Getting real evidence, real science that we're doing here. frozen. They're giving him so much space. I don't think it's because they're afraid of him. They just know.
No, they're waiting for him to plant the bomb. They
have
a flank coming in, and they're just like, man, there's one of you. As soon as you try and plant the bomb, there's nothing you can do. We'll just all peek, but they don't even have to wait for that too much longer. syrsoN's going to take the chance, and 8 chances, speaking of which, to close out the map.
That round earlier, was it Was it Toshi or was it Exertion that got the kill for the smoke over at the B-bomb side in the 1v1 against Tamsin? I think it was Exertion, wasn't it?
That was Exertion.
So that's the kind of round that nobody get a team really fired up. They need those kind of rounds. They need rounds where someone is going to inspire the rest of the team to say, this is it, like we can do it. We really can get 8 in a row.
Problem is, Big has played a very good game. Every time you have that belief rising in the hands of MOUZ or in the hearts of MOUZ, they shut it. They come back with a strong win. And how do you deal with syrsoN's op? How do you deal with this aggression that's been here all through the game, even on the T side? Crimbo now behind the smoke. It just wants to shut it down before it can even begin.
Yeah, no question. frozen gets one in return, but this is way too late. frozen low on health already. Backup is shown up. It's just Toshi on his own, and he gets shut down. Big with a huge defeat against MOUZ here, setting themselves up now. They're 2-0 already.
Yeah.
That's a huge surprise to me, but well done from Big.
Yeah, they keep surprising everyone, perhaps even including themselves, and look how happy they are. Big has come out on the other side of the German organization Crucible. They've taken down Sprout in the first match, their 0-0 match. Now MOUZ here in the 1-0 match, and they're looking good. They're looking real good. They have a chance for the playoff stage later on this week. That's it from us. We're going to go to the desk.